those of you who got an invite, welcome to Nerd Prom.
No matter where in the world you are, we're all Nerds International. With the hyphen.
Alright, YouTube, it's Mr. Mean coming at you. Well, not live, but from Beaumont, Texas. It was a very sunny, gorgeous day today. Sorry I got my reading glasses on. It's the way the video records, it's a little tiny screen, and so I need to see it because I'm blind. But that's what my baby Hazels look like without glasses. But anyway, we got a lot of stuff to go over today. I've been kind of silent and everything. The baby's doing great. Mama's doing great. We're both back at work. I got over the flu. I think I talked about that last video. I grew a beard. Well, as much of a beard as I can grow. Things are good. This video is an RPG crate. This is for March's crate. You see how I had to count that in my head? That's super smart guy. Or slightly insane. Anyway, RPG crate. Man, this thing is hefty. I did already open it. I got it yesterday in the mail, and I opened it last night before we had to go run. I had my Wednesday night Edge of the Empire Star Wars by Fantasy Flight game, and I had to run that, and so I didn't have time to make a video or anything. So I wanted to just see what all the goodies I got, because come on, everybody wants it. So let's get into it. We've got our standard RPG crate list of items. It tells you everything you get. It's always pretty cool. So it's the Monster Menagerie. Welcome to another RPG crate. This month features an Eric Lofgren original and exclusive art t-shirt, a boatload of critters, and some other swag you can smack down on your gaming table right away. We hope you enjoy the loot, and don't forget to share the love and like our page. Got questions? rpgcrate@gmail.com. You guys can get one too. Just go to rpgcrate.com and sign up. I think it's like $35, $36 a month. It's like $29.99 plus shipping. They charge like $6 for shipping, $5 for shipping. I don't know. It's not terribly expensive. And I will say, I don't know if the owner, because it's a small press company, does this. It's like, I think, one guy. And he's been listening to he's been watching the videos, I think, because he's been getting the loot in these crates is a lot better. I'm sorry, my hair is crazy today, guys. Work was rough, and I just haven't had a chance to pull it back, so I'm going to redo it. Yes, my hair is very long for a guy. The first thing we got when I opened up the crate was Chessex. Purple, steel, and white Gemini polyhedral 7-die set. The Chessex number is 26432. 26432. Bingo! Yeah, sorry. But it's basically just polyhedral set of dice, your normal dice. You can see them right there. I thought the D20 looked pretty cool because on the edges of it, it's white. So that's not a reflection of the light. That is the actual dice. So I might actually start using these dice because they look pretty sharp. But I've got more dice than I know what to do with. So that's the first thing in the crate, which I thought that was pretty cool. And you would say, John, or Mr. Mean, why aren't they in the Chessex little dice plastic boxy thing that you can put your miniatures in to showcase your miniature? Well, that's a very good question, YouTube. The reason they put the dice in there loosely is because this crate is packed full, and they didn't want to change sizes of their boxes, because I'd imagine they probably bought 100 of these. But then the next thing we have is that exclusive t-shirt they were talking about, and it's right there. Hopefully you guys can see it. I think it's super cool. It's got a dragon and a Rimaraz, a fire elemental, and a minotaur, and it looks like some sort of demon coming out of a book. So it's very cool. And again, they send it to you when you order these. You tell them what size t-shirt you're wearing, and you always get that size. So in this case, I get a 2XL because I'm a big fat bastard. And we got effing cool miniatures, and it looks like it's a Rimaraz, or Remoraz or whatever. But it's a metal miniature. You have to put it together. But again, very cool, and you can never have too many miniatures, as I'm fond of saying. Then we get our standard couple of one-shot adventures. Let's see, what are these for? These don't say. Total party level 20, so average party member 5. Monster Menagerie, and of course, it gives you the encounters Gives you a little bit of art, and on the back is the maps and NPCs or whatever. Then the next one is Dead or Alive, again for average party level 20. And then Wolf in Sheep's Clothing, again, this is party level 24, average party level 6. So of course, assuming 4 player characters. So these are just one-shot adventures. Half your party player group can't make it tonight, or you guys are running a campaign and one of the players is out and you don't want to run, but you still want to run something. That's what these are great for. So I keep these because you never know when you're going to need inspiration and you want to go run something. So those are good. And then, as always, in the bottom of the crate is Pluck Foam. I know some people might think this is just packaging foam, but this is, and I've pointed it out in my other videos, this is Pluck Foam. And you can it's kind of serrated or whatever, perforated, and you pull it to the size you need and you put it in whatever you're using for mini storage. So, very good. Don't throw it away. It's not packing foam, it's Pluck Foam. And believe it or not, this stuff is kind of expensive if you buy it. And so far, every crate that I've gotten about 4 crates now, has had a layer of this in it. So I think it's very cool that they include this. I hope they don't stop including, because you think you got 4 or 5 sheets laying around and you're like, oh my god, I got so much of this crap. But believe it or not, when you start packing up your miniatures, you'll eat through this. But what made this box so heavy, and the reason that they couldn't put the Chessex dice in their typical little Chessex box that they sell, was because this RPG crate includes a hardback copy of Tome of Horrors 4, 4th edition. This retails for $54.99, $49.95. It is powered by Hero Lab, so all of the information in here is in Hero Lab. If you subscribe to Pathfinder on Hero Lab, you can find it digitally in Hero Lab. If you're not aware what Hero Lab is, just do a Google search on Hero Lab. It is super awesome character generation software and is supported by several different genres of games: Shadowrun, Mutants and Masterminds, D&D 5th edition. I think they still got 4th edition on there. And then you can find custom created data sets done by the populace, the fans, that are not officially supported, but you're allowed to host them. This is the Tome of Horrors version 4 by Scott Green for the Pathfinder game via Necromancer Games. Necromancer puts out some really cool stuff in conjunction with Fraud God Games. So this is good stuff. This is specifically for Pathfinder. So, meaning that if you say, well, John, I don't play Pathfinder, I played 3.0 or 3.5, you can use it. Minor tweaks, and you can use it. So it's got a whole bunch of critters in here. Juvenile gray dragon. I mean, right there, boom. And it's very well laid out. The art is pretty nice. It's kind of like on a parchment style paper. It's very nicely done. Ooh, a Hell Widow. It's a giant demon spider. Very cool. I don't play Pathfinder, so what I'm going to do is, I do have a good friend that plays Pathfinder, so what I'm going to do is make this a present for him, and I'm going to give it to him. So I think that's really cool. And so even though I don't really get any use, I will bring a smile to somebody's face. So I'm excited about that, because it's always nice to give. You know what I mean? The world is ugly enough. Let's make it a better place. I've said this in my past videos. Be nice. So I'm going to be nice because I don't play Pathfinder. I don't have any need for a monster manual for Pathfinder. And I've got several. I think I've got the Pathfinder Bestiaries 1 through 4. So I'm good on monsters. So I'm going to pass this on. Pay it forward, as the old saying goes. And I'm going to give it to somebody. Last month's crate, I got a couple comments. One from a young lady, and I apologize, I didn't write your name down. She's in, I think, New Zealand, and she's super awesome, nice. She's been watching my videos for a while now, and she always posts nice comments and stuff, and I just wanted to give a shout out. I'm sorry I don't have your name. I'm a bad person, but, well, I'm dumb. I'm big and dumb. That's why my wife married me. But I just wanted to say, she always posts nice comments, very thoughtful comments that make sense and make me think, and it's really cool. And the reason I bring it up is because last video I had posted about wanting to see some diversity in the box, because I'm tired of just it all being D&D specific. And evidently they may have heard me, or they heard somebody else say it. I did watch a couple other YouTube videos, and they said the same thing, that they'd like to see some diversity. And sure enough, we get the Pathfinder 3.5. Yeah, it's still, Dungeons and Dragons related, but at least it's a step in the right direction. It just, I'd love to see some Fantasy Flight Star Wars in here, or something for Mutants and Masterminds. I went over that last month's crate, so I'm not going to hash it again. But if the creators of these crates are listening, we really need some diversity. I think Dungeon Crate puts together a really good crate. It's just, unfortunately, the last 2 months that I had gotten Dungeon Crate, I felt that the bang for the buck wasn't there. When I first saw the videos for Dungeon Crate, they were giving away like shot glasses. I don't drink. I'm a non-alcoholic person, but a shot glass is still cool, and it's got a D20 on it, or a dragon logo on it, or whatever. And it's a centerpiece. You can use it as a prop, for your gaming session, or you can just put it on a table as a talking item, or you can give it to a friend who does drink. It would have been cool. They also did some metal dice I would like to see. Chessex is an amazing dice maker. They pride themselves on their dice as being very well balanced and legit. And for the most part, they are. I have a lot of Chessex dice. But I'd like to see a metal set of dice, just to add a little more bang for the buck. I don't feel that these crates that I've gotten lately from RPG Crate are lacking in the amount of value that they give you. But again, I'm burnt out on D&D. I mean, even if I was a diehard D&D player, I've got more D&D stuff out of these last 4 months of crates than I can ever use, that I could use in a year. So it was nice to see the Pathfinder in there, and that's the point of this, is that we want to see some diversity. Now you're on the right track. Let's add some Mutants and Masterminds. Uber popular game. Let's add some Savage Worlds. It doesn't even matter. You could do Deadlands. You could do Last Parsec. You could do ETU, which is East Texas Universe. I mean, there's a ton of Savage World settings out there and licenses that you could, again, reach out to these people that own them, and I'm sure they would throw stuff at you to put in that crate to help spread the word of the games. Because I said this last video, and I'll say it again. On average, every other Sunday, I run a random RPG out at my local game store here in Beaumont called Bookstand. And you guys have heard me mention that before. And I'm telling you, anywhere from 3 to 7 people usually show up. Sometimes more, sometimes less. But on average, about 5 people show up would be, I would say, the average. And 3 out of that 5 haven't heard of the game that I'm demoing. They never heard of it. They don't even know. They didn't know it existed. And I mean, they heard of D&D, of course. Nowadays everybody's heard of D&D. But it just amazes me that with the internet and the interwebs and the plethora of information that is at our fingertips, by just typing a few keywords, you can find out almost anything. And what that tells me is that's a lack of marketing. That's a lack of demo teams. That's a lack of people wanting to try different things, because all they've ever played is D&D, and that's not a bad thing, because hey, it's great for D&D and they're playing the hobby, and if they're having fun, that's all that matters. And that's a huge thing to me. I do this to have fun, and if I do it and it starts to become work, or it becomes a chore, or it becomes burdensome, then I never want to do it. And I'll be 50 this June, and I've been doing this since I was a young teenager. So I've been doing it for a long time, and if it wasn't fun, I wouldn't keep doing it. Now, I do enjoy the collecting aspect. I do enjoy painting miniatures. I do enjoy, all my different dice, and I'm dice weird, man. Don't touch my dice. I'll break your fingers. I'm very specific about certain things. Don't write on top of my books, because I collect my books, and it's not unusual for me, if it's going to be a game that I'm going to play for a long time, I may very well print the PDF copy of the game and then put my hardback copy on a shelf somewhere where it never sees the light of day again until I want to pick it up and read it. But that PDF copy, or that gently used copy that I bought from like Noble Knight Games or from my local game store's discount rack, will be the one that I throw on the table. But even still, I don't want you writing on top of that, because it's my book. Give me that respect that I would give you, because I would never do that to you. You'd be surprised how many times I have to ask people when I'm running a demo to, hey, why don't you put the donut down before you touch my book? Because people just don't think. I don't think they're trying to be an ass. I think they're not thinking. And this is my property. I paid good money for it. None of this was given to me for free. I paid for this. So I want to keep it for a while. And so it's just little things like that. But, back to the topic on hand of RPG Crate, reach out to these vendors and to these production companies that make these other games. Ulysses Spiel North America is a fantastic company. They listen to customer feedback. They work with their vendors. And they're a great company. They're based out of Germany. They have 2 big properties right now, which is The Dark Eye, which is shameless plug, Saturday at Bookstand. I'm running a demo. So if you're in the area, feel free to come on out. Probably around 11 to 2 or 3. I'll have pre-gens and everything. But they make The Dark Eye, which is Germany's version of D&D. It's been around for 30 years. This is its 5th iteration. They got it right this time. It is amazing. But this game has such cultural depth. They have huge conventions over there, and where they have the cosplay like we have here for like Diablo or BlizzCon or whatever. They have the same thing. They have huge conventions just for The Dark Eye. This game has been around for 30 years. It has card games. It has board games. It has 5 iterations of the RPG now, 2 of which have made it to America. And it also has computer games. They have a number of computer games that are out for this, based on the world of Aventuria. So it's pretty cool. It's been around there's a depth. If you love D&D because of all the lore and the count, the realm books and everything that's in those, you need to do yourself a favor and pick this game up, The Dark Eye, because it's got D&D beat hands down. I hate to say that. And of course, they've got novels for the game as well that are translated to English, so you can get them. But anyway, this is not a video to support The Dark Eye, as much as I love The Dark Eye. They also make, they've got the rights to do Torg 2.0. For any of you grognards out there that are old like me and remember Torg, it's coming back. They're going to launch a Kickstarter sometime in April, I think the end of April. And then Torg will be out at the end of the year. They pretty much have the game done. They're play testing it right now to make sure it's ready to go to beta testing. So they're kind of alpha testing it, I guess you'd say. But from what I've seen, they've got it pretty well put together. And one of the original guys that worked on Torg, Shane Hensley, who is the mastermind behind Pinnacle Entertainment, aka all the Savage Worlds games, is actually working on the rules and working on the play testing. So he got started in this industry with Torg, and it's funny that it's come full circle, and he is now the main game line developer for Torg and his company, Pinnacle Entertainment. So that's awesome. That's kind of a cool thing where it comes all the way around and it's back at him. So I'd love to see RPG Crate get with Ulysses Spiel and maybe get some Torg demo stuff put in there. That would be awesome. And even The Dark Eye, that would be super cool. And, again, there's GURPS, there's, World of Darkness stuff. There's a plethora of games out there. And if you don't know many of them, do yourself a favor and go to your local game store and just look around. And if you have a couple of extra bucks, maybe pick up a book that you've never, looked at before or never thought about and read it. Or if you're apprehensive and you don't want to drop the 40 or 50 bucks, maybe take a picture of it with your cell phone and then go to RPG Now or Drive Through RPG and download the PDF primer. A lot of times you can go to the manufacturer's website and you can download a demo. Savage Worlds has an awesome demo kit on their website that you can download for free that basically will teach you the basics of the game, even with a bunch of pre-generated characters and a small adventure for free, and you can go learn the game. So there's no excuse not to play more games. It's only your lack of initiative, I think. So that's an easy way to do it. I don't expect people to go out and pay money for stuff that they may not like, especially when you can download a demo or a preview of it, and then you can go, wow, I really like this, or man, I'm glad I didn't spend money on that. Either way, that's your choice and your option, and you can do it and maybe expose yourself and your gaming group to some other games that you might enjoy. So I guess the bottom line of this rant is to say that there's a bunch of games out there. I'd like to see more of them end up in RPG Crate or Dungeon Crate. Because I tell you, if Dungeon Crate starts doing it, I'll switch. It's that simple. It's my money. I want the most bang for my buck. I play a plethora of different games. I want what supports my hobby. And for me, that would be whoever provides that initial level of product that I want. So I'm still happy with RPG Crate. Like I said, it was nice to see the 3.5 book or 3.75 Pathfinder. And that's a step in the right direction. Now let's put something in there for sci-fi. I know Pathfinder's getting ready to release their sci-fi setting for Pathfinder. I don't remember what it's called because I'm really not that interested in it because Pathfinder's too crunchy for me. I don't like all those rules. I go for games that are a little more simpler, like Savage Worlds, or even GURPS, believe it or not, and games like Mutants and Masterminds, where once you get done with character creation, it's a very simple game. It's daunting up until character creation, and that's why they make Hero Lab, because I don't want to play Mutants and Masterminds without Hero Lab, but I do own Hero Lab, so it's a problem solved. But anyway, those are all great games, and I'd like to see something for them, even if it's just a flyer in here. That would be nice, just to expose people to more games. Because like I said, I've seen it with my own eyes that there's a lot of people out there that don't know there's other genres of games. They think it's only D&D. And some of these people have been playing for like 5-10 years. They're like, oh, I've never heard of GURPS. GURPS has been around for almost 30 years. You've never heard of GURPS? Palladium's been around for 30 years. You never heard of Palladium? It exists. It's shocking to me, but people don't collect like I do, I guess. So they're not exposed. They know what they like. They buy what they like. They don't venture outside of that circle, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think if you have an inkling for, God, I would love some good sci-fi. I mean, I love my D&D game, but man, it would be nice to fire a laser or, jump into space in a rocket ship. There's games out there that'll let you do that. And so give them a try. So anyway, I think I've babbled on enough. I don't even know how long this video is. 21 minutes. So we're going to wrap it up. That's this month's RPG Crate. Very cool stuff. I thought the dice were nice. I thought the t-shirt was awesome. I like the Pathfinder book in there. Like I said, I'm going to pass that on to a friend who plays Pathfinder. And that'll be a nice little thing for him. So anyway, as always, peace, love, and hair grease, and be nice.